there's Fremantle's fresh legs. Big Sandilands only played 5 minutes on the ground, and the debutant Dodd just 9 minutes. So we'll see if they get a bit more time in this last quarter, if Chris Connolly tries to change things up a little. Is it raining still down there, Andrew?
No, it's actually stopped for the first time today, Hutto.
Oh, good. Well, maybe Fremantle can get some system together in the last quarter, but it certainly doesn't look that way at the moment, as Milburn sends the Cats to centre half forward. And there's one thing that Matt McCarthy can do, and that is mark. He's not the best kick in the world, but boy, can he pull down a grab. And he's been very competitive today. Graham, the Cats are full of confidence. He left it behind that time. McManus there for the ride. This is Chapman, and the Cats working it forward again inside 50. Good defensive pressure that time applied. Under pressure though was Parker. Left it behind. Shammer. Johnson ready to pounce. This time he couldn't get clear. He's been terrific again, Steve Johnson. 2 goals. He and Chapman and Ablett. Very dangerous trio up forward. And so it's proved again this afternoon. Ablett has had 19 possessions and kicked 2 behinds. Chapman a little quieter than usual, but still 11 possessions and 4 times inside 50. He is Geelong's #1 player to send them inside 50, Paul Chapman. So that shows his value. And Steve Johnson, as I mentioned, 15 possessions and 2 goals won. Another ball up. And it's an important element to their forward line, Steve, isn't it? Probably gives them their small forwards a bit more strength and depth than any other team in that area.
Oh, always handy to have forwards that are able to kick goals as well.
And can lock the ball in, as Graham somehow pulls in the mark, and Ablett is streaming forward. I think Benny Graham had illusions of grandeur there. He thought he might be able to kick a 65-metre goal, but it's a tough day to do that. Looking a little like those Oz kickers at half-time there, Ben Graham, with the muddle over the face. Sandilands is on the ground. As Johnson combining, gets it out to Corey. The kick doesn't have the legs. And now Fremantle might be able to just carry the ball, run it. Although Shamel will have to go for the boundary line because he didn't have a clear option. Well spotted off the ground. Nicely done by young Dodd for his first kick in the game. The half-forward Brown, Medhurst waits, tries to release it to Farmer, who had an indifferent third term. Certainly didn't endear himself to the crowd. Little dancing here was pretty efficient, and he puts it on the chest of Medhurst, who's got big Sandilands in the square. Good luck trying to pull down a grab in these conditions. At the back, which is where you'd expect the ball to go, there was nobody lying in wait, and the ball is over and out of bounds as Justin Longmuir tries to get himself up. There'll be some tired bodies this afternoon.
He was feeling his left shoulder at the 3/4 time huddle too, Justin Longmuir, who's got up limping out of that contest.
Boundary throw in front. Sanderson. Chance for Troy Longmuir. He's wrapped up by Milburn. And the umpire called for it just as Callum was about to burst away. So here's Jeff Farmer. So Fremantle have it in their forward pocket. Goal scoring opportunity. Sandilands knocks it forward. Only player there is Sanderson. Needs to be clean with his disposal, and here's Mooney. And decides just to handball it through for a rush behind. So it's the first score of the final quarter to the Dockers. Margin 40 points in favour of the Cats.
Milburn. Finds Koularitis. Out to Harley. Over the top. Brown did well. Simmons. Walker. Oh, great smother from Ablett.
One of the real traits, isn't it, now, this Geelong footy team? The way they work, the way they pressure.
Ablett's laid 7 tackles this afternoon. Stephen King and Sandilands having a real crack at each other. to give them any hope against West Coast and St Kilda, Steve, of being able to resurrect the season late?
Oh, they're always a chance at back in Subi. The real problem is when they get under pressure and things go against them. Are they good enough to gel together and still go the one way, the way that Chris Conley wants them to play? Because at the moment, when they're put under that pressure, they just seem to crack far too easy.
Well, they worked hard there to try and kick the ball in. Shammer's kick, though, smothered, and Geelong can build something of a counter-attack, although they're going to get pinged here. Pretty cruel stuff. Charlie Gardner over the ball, at least the umpire's being relatively consistent. As Hayes will be an interesting kick. I don't think that's exactly what he had in mind. Now Milburn's in trouble here. And the umpire that time saying it was okay. What are you shaking your head for, Chris?
No reason, Anthony. Farmer in the pocket. Chance for a touch of brilliance. Just missed to the near side of Jeffrey Farmer. And Chris Connolly under the cap. Tough afternoon for the Fremantle coach. Milburn at fullback for Geelong. He's been wonderful, Darren Milburn, this afternoon. 23 possessions, a mark, 11 tackles. Gets it outside 50 just. Bartel has it, going nowhere. And umpire James says couldn't get rid of it, as Mark Thompson be very satisfied, particularly since half-time.
Is there any area in the ground, boys, specifically where Freo need to work, or is it just more a general attitude thing?
Sandilands knocks it to the line, and Milburn's prepared to take it over.
Well, I just think they've certainly got a midfield that works very hard. It's just holding the ball inside their forward line, and when the ball goes the other way, you've got to try and apply a fair bit of pressure, something they haven't done today. The ball's come out of their forward line when it's got in there, probably far too easy, even though they haven't had the opportunity in the forward line as much as they would have liked today. They've really struggled to find a target. But if we have a look at Geelong's game, when they've got it in there, they've had the smaller type players that have locked the ball inside their forward line, been able to set a stoppage up and also create themselves another opportunity to have an avenue at goal. Hasn't happened with Freo today.
There's the inside 50s. You can see in the first and third quarters, Geelong absolutely dominated with the assistance of the wind. It was interesting when Fremantle had their turn with the wind. Geelong were able to drop a couple of players back unmanned, which made it very difficult for them to score.
And we can put it down to the conditions today, but my view was that I thought Chris Conley would have been happy with these conditions. You come to Geelong, they're under pressure, Fremantle, make it a scrap. Perfect. All they've got to do is be there about in the first quarter, which they were, but after half time they've just fallen away.
Chance for Corey. Ling on the back of Ablett. Shammer, now Smith. Kick just inside attacking 50. Almost a clever mark to Justin Longmuir. He's got it at ground level. Headland trying to provide some assistance. They fight for it. And eventually umpire Goldsmith calls for it. Some of the Cat fans. Sorry, Andy.
I'm sorry, I was just going to let Hutto know, Chris, that it's actually raining again.
The ground hasn't firmed up at all down there, has it?
No.
Kick across from Smith. Oh, brilliantly picked up by Medhurst. Chance now for Ablett. Only as far as Shammer. There's a free kick off the ball. Now, what's going to happen here? Umpire James coming in and just having a word to Bartel and Walker. And Smith looks like he might have been the victim in all that.
There's a report, it looks like.
And James Bartel. James Bartel going into the book. So a shake of the head there from Bartel.
He's been in sensational form for the Cats.
He's a little nonplussed. Dylan Smith's been an absolute workhorse for the Fremantle Dockers this afternoon. He's been fantastic. Leading possession winner as we watch it again off the ball.
That was when Gary Ablett actually ran to the back of Bartel. Something obviously happened before that.
So Shammer, an ordinary kick inside attacking 50 through Ling. Milburn again. Ablett combines with Koularitis. Callan will handball, that penetration, swooped on by Brown to Headland. His handball missed the mark, as intended for Farmer, and Sanderson is able to mop up, but kicks it straight back to Shammer.
Fremantle have lost 2.7% already today.
Shammer thumps it back inside, attacking 50. Big lead coming from McCarthy. Couldn't quite hold on. At ground level, Justin Longmuir. McManus. A little toe poke out by Koularitis. Pavlich sends it back in. Justin Longmuir. Headland almost throws it to Walker from a standing start. And it's offline. Almost a good mark taken there by Harley. Dockers keep it alive. Oh, Troy Longmuir was just conked on the top of the head. He'll get the free kick, and Longmuir not happy with the treatment. Be careful. Now umpire Goldsmith wants to talk to him. Let's have a look at it again. It was almost like just a crow peck. And Longmuir went down. He's retained the football despite remonstrating with Brenton Sanderson.
There wasn't much in the retaliation.
Put his head in a vice. So Longmuir from deep in the pocket. Very difficult opportunity. And about right where he's going to kick it, there's a big puddle of water as well, just to add to the challenge.
Paul Medhurst being told to get out of the road.
He was sniffing around for the handball as Longmuir comes and kicks across the face. Chance at the back. Socket attempt, it was just offline, I think, or has he put it through? No, just offline. So the Dockers were at least there trying desperately to improve their scoreline in this final term, but unfortunately for them at the moment not getting any reward for their effort.
And Scarlett, half-distance kick, doesn't quite get as far out as they would like. Scotty Thornton has another swing and a miss. Let's see if Sandlands can get down to get the ball. He can, well done. Gets them inside 50. Good fist from Longmuir. Good aggression at the ball, but Ablett kept his feet as he does almost every time. Sliding onto it and getting into some trouble. That was a one-handed handball. The umpire said it was okay. And here's Chapman. He went to ground. Parker hacks it forward. Headland can't get a handle on it. Ablett tries to beat the lot.
Just appears as though Gary Ablett's been pushed onto the ball. Not too sure whether he's come up to the half-forward line and pushed up the ground, but he has spent quite a bit of time in the Fremantle back half.
Well done by Corey, just bundling it out to Koularitis. Up towards 50. And here he is again, Koularitis from 70. Not a great kick. Johnson's got one arm tucked in there by Dodd. And a ball up, the result. Geelong fans hoping that Parker might be penalised. Dylan Smith seems okay. 8:15 to 3-7. Crowd of 15,000 people, and they watch on, or might not quite be 15,000 here anymore. A number went home because of the conditions, but the ones that stayed have mostly enjoyed a terrific performance by the locals. 8:15.63 to 3:7.25. Almost at the halfway stage of the final term. Sandilands. McManus had a big flourish. Get out of trouble. Simmons in good position here. He's got 4 Geelong players to beat, and he'd be happy with the result. Earns the plaudits of his teammates at least.
Boundary throw in. Boundary umpire just settling himself. He hurls it in between wing and half forward for the Cats. King. Well, McManus, look out. Stephen King, great follow-up tackle. Hunt's got it, well tackled by Hazelby.
Been fantastic today, Stephen King.
Then King and McManus getting involved. And there's the jumper pulling. Corey and Shammer. Umpire just throws it in. Chance for the Cats. Ling. It's an
Still
inside attacking
going.
50. McCarthy, he tried to kick it forward, missed. Hadrill, good tackling. 3 Dockers around the football. Headland. Is that almost a throw? Ablett beat 3 of them. Snap towards goal. Bouncing, bounce. Did Thornton touch it? It's across the face in any case. Man, gee, that would have been put the house down, that.
This is what started it. the tackle, the fierce tackle from Stephen King, which was very fair. But after that, tempers flared. Maybe that last little roll wasn't as great.
And just after that, the ball work by Gary Ablett was sensational. So clean in wet conditions.
It provided a bit of excitement for the crowd in this last quarter. Scarlett again to Koularitis, who's really made an impression since he's come into the Geelong team in the last month. Hurried kick forward by Dodd, but just cats everywhere. And Gardner takes the mark. McCarthy was a late inclusion today in the Geelong team. Wojcinski was the man that pulled out as King had to go in and help out after the smother on the Gardner kick. There's a whistle. It's free kick going against Cameron Ling to Hazelby. Ling's been tagging Hazelby today. Both have had their output reduced significantly.
Yeah, with Bell off the ground, Hazelby was their main midfielder. Has been well held by Cameron Ling.
Yeah, Bell went off early in this late in the third quarter. I think he went off, which he came in injured, and I reckon that was just about Chris Connolly taking him off for protection for the next couple of weeks because he's such an important player to them. Polak out to the wing now, a bit of an opening. This is Walker. We know he's quick. His kick wasn't great though. It went straight to Matty Scarlett, who blasted back to the centre of the ground. Polak contested. Back to Walker. Directs this kick a little more laterally. Now they need to work with each other here. Longmuir just sliding into it. Ablett. Longmuir left it behind. Mooney breaks away. Bangs it on the boot, but straight to the clutches of Robert Hadrill.
Hadrill at half-back. Sealing, who wants to kick it long. Wobbles the torpedo towards half-forward. Milburn in front with Manus. Soccer's out wide, but Koularitis will be the first player there. Brilliant one-handed pickup. Just dribbles it along the ground. Milburn not really wanting to keep it in, and we'll get a boundary throw in on centre wing. And the Fremantle Dockers, well, they're 3-7-25, the lowest score of the season. Total of 40 points kicked by the Blues against Port Adelaide in round 15. So the Dockers well and truly on target for the lowest score of the season. Sandilands beats King into the path of McManus. Good desperate stuff by Milburn. Went to ground and put his body on the line. Ling hacks it forward. Polak not quite. Hayden at the back. A little chip up. It was clever to Walker. Walker's done that a couple of times. He had prior opportunity. Should have been penalised. Doesn't matter. Cats into attack. Parker tries to soccer off the ground. Now a chance for the first game at Dodd. Well done by Dodd. Trying to get to his feet and will earn a free kick.
Speaking of percentage, the Cats have added a couple of percent today, 2.2%. They're still 0.9% behind Melbourne, and they're now on level points with Melbourne. Melbourne, of course, in third place on the ladder. Play the Swans tonight. So what a big game that'll be. This is Josh Hunt, who marks the intercept. We know he's normally a big kick of the ball. Oh, he didn't go for the mark. Comes to ground. And he got the clearing kick that time. Now here's Gardner. Just adjusts the kick beautifully into the pocket.
Well, just once again, the pressure led by Stephen King. There was a tackle just about a half a minute ago. The skipper was nice and aggressive. Great. Just must be team lifting when you see your captain, who's 6'7", able to chase and lay and tackle on a smaller opponent. Fantastic.
As we watch the kick from Corey, Mooney didn't like the look of his stride too much, Andy, as he came off the ground and went up the race.
He was feeling for his right groin then, Hutto, as he came off. So he's the first one that's come off seemingly injured today.
Thornton at full-back. Doesn't quite get it outside 50. Mark taken by Sandilands. Sandilands. I don't know about that. Milburn hacks it back inside, attacking 50. Ablett couldn't control it. Hayden at ground level was able to pick the ball up, get to his feet. Umpire lets it go. Good umpiring. Chance for Fremantle's Dodd. Now Shammer. Now Ablett.
Great
Seizes on
hands.
the loose ball. Bartell. Snap goalward. Bounces across the face. And in fact hits the behind post. So
And-
a boundary throw in.
And Michael, once again, Gary Ablett's hands just to pick the ball up off the ground.
This is Mooney coming off, as we mentioned. He seemed to be just having a problem there with his groin. Up the race, but they've actually been doing that all day. Oh, Stephen King! Almost a sensational shot for goal. Thornton with the clearing kick. Or was it? Standing start from Cameron Ling. Sets it up for the square. They spoil each other, Fremantle. Hurried snap with the spoils. It's a Geelong goal. Milburn. McCarthy. Well, they're piling them on now. Well, that's their first goal for the last quarter, but they're piling them on.
Well, they are, and they worked so hard for that goal. Just the continual, relentless pressure they put on the Dockers. The opportunity came to McCarthy, snaps, and a well-deserved goal.
So the Cats have kicked the last 7 goals of the match. Corey on the end of the King tap, but will get a bounce. Attacking side of the centre circle. Chris Connolly will be bitterly disappointed with his side's performance this afternoon. Sandilands helped on by Dodd. Now chance for Pavlich. Sanderson, little toe poke into the path of Koularitis, who's been very good in the second half, in particular. Graham, and he earns the free kick as Ben Graham against Polak. Crowd wanting to unload. He does to the top of the goal square. Hadrill in front through his legs. Kingsley, can he get boot the ball? McCarthy trying to get it off the ground. Chance for Parker, who picked it up, surveyed the situation, and then thought, well, I just might take it over. And there's the reaction from a Geelong fan. But Parker did what he had to do. Plays to himself, then kicks out wide towards the tall target in Sandilands. Ling takes it over in front of Hazelby.
So 9-18, Geelong, Fremantle 3-7. Mark Thompson would be well satisfied with what he's seen this afternoon. The Cats maintaining their unbeaten record down here at Skilled Stadium. Koularitis, McCarthy, Corey, who's worked hard all afternoon. Tanasa, hand pass out, and the hurry kick is just offline from Paul Koularitis, who just found his little niche. They've lost a few midfielders,
Well,
Geelong, in the last month through injury, but they've been able to replace them effectively.
Well, yeah, and he's done his job. Hasn't done anything special, but he's just been nice and solid, exactly as you should be when you come into this Geelong lineup. So honest this team is at the moment.
Thornton kicks out. At ground level, Graham tried to just paddle it through to Steve Johnson. And eventually, umpire James calls for it. And Byron Shammer at the base of the pack. 19 possessions for Shammer this afternoon and 4 tackles. Sandilands. Shammer again. King emerges. Couldn't quite bring the ball with him. Chance for Ablett. Snaps into the pocket. Walker's got to stand underneath it.
Oh.
Kingsley came to meet it. Kingsley from the pocket. Snaps goalward. And just misses to the near side. Peppering the goals at the moment, the Cats. And their lead balloons into 49 points. 29 scoring shots to 10. Thornton, who's had the job all day. Parker wobbles it towards half-back. Milburn, almost a very clever mark. Pavlich in front of Simmons. Pedals it back into the path of Grover. Scarlett does very well. They fight on. Bartell went in and got the ball. Did he make a genuine attempt? It doesn't matter, umpire Goldswing said. And we'll get a bounce at half forward. There's no doubt about Geelong, Steve. They've played some wonderful football after losing 4 of the first 5 games of the season, and they have to think now that they're going to be a real threat come September, particularly if they can break into the top 4.
Well, the beauty of it is that there's no real superstars out there, Michael, but their combination and their sharing as a team is just outstanding, and they're all contributing right across the board.
Very even side. That's exactly right. Sandlands again, straight to Milburn. On towards half forward. Almost Polak. Well done by Ben Graham. Does very well. And is almost able to get to his feet and kick the football. McManus. Ling. Kicked forward by Hadrill. Oh, now that was kicking in danger. That was very dangerous from Darren Milburn. And that's the sort of thing you don't want to see. That was really dangerous. Let's have another look at it. Polak just slipping there and putting his head over the ball. Oh, gee. And Milburn perhaps committed as Hayden just pops it out on the full. So a Geelong free kick over an hour since the Dockers have kicked the goal. Hunt, Milburn again, Gardner, handball fell short, Shammer, who's tried hard. Hunt did brilliantly to keep it in and pick it up. Now he's away, kicks it inside attacking 50. Ablett a chance here, Steve Johnson, they're both very dangerous players. Chance at the back for Kingsley, who kicks around the body and misses. Out to an even 50-point ball game.
Yeah, and well, we've said it all day, Michael, but just the work rate of these Cat players, their tackling's been sensational. The pressure that they just put on the Dockers has been outstanding today. Inside
50s, Geelong 57, Fremantle 24, and they've had three times as many scoring shots. Polak couldn't take it. Corey trying to shuffle it out towards Ling, who's wrapped up and will get a bounce.
Yeah, it's a pretty poor result, isn't it? Inside 50s, 24.
Ball at half forward for the Cats. Sandilands has done well in the ruck contest. Well done by Corey, but he shovelled us only as far as McManus, who kicks hurriedly towards the wing. Pavlich did well to keep his feet. Ling. Milburn just waited till he was swung round so he could kick in the right direction. Graham, Troy Longmuir. Tanase, who kicked a brilliant goal at the end of the second term, but that's it. A wonderful, wonderful victory by Geelong. And even first half, they led by just 9 points at the long break, but in the third quarter, they dominated and have run out winners by 50 points. Very satisfying Geelong bench. There's Ben Graham, and he was certainly fantastic. In that third quarter, they kicked 5 goals for to 2 points to really blow this game away. And in the final term, they continued their pressure against the breeze. And, gee, what a scoreline. 9-21, Steve, to 3-7.
Well, totally dominant. They were from the first quarter where they failed to put the score on the board, but their tackling, their harassing, their pressure right across the board would just overwhelm the Fremantle side, and a thoroughly deserved win.
Let's go down to Andy Marr, who's with Steve Johnson.
Thanks very much, Chris. So massive third quarter. What was the message at half-time from Bomber?
We just wanted to win the contested ball and get it forward as much as possible. Yeah, just get on the boot. No more overusing the hand pass, and just, got it forward and it worked for us.
And that's good for blokes like you who like the ball coming in quick, get your man one-on-one, do your little trick stuff. Your kicking for goal around the body is about as good as anybody in the league. Is that something you really work hard on?
We do practice it a bit, but I think I just got lucky a couple of times there. The ball just bounced the right way, but yeah, one-on-one we're pretty dangerous, so it's good to get back and have 6-on-6.
Tell us how cold it was out here today.
I can barely talk now. I'm freezing. I'm jumping straight in the spa.
Yeah, go and have a hot shower, mate. Good on you. Well done. Back to you, Chris.
Andy, I reckon you would have been able to be best placed to answer how cold it was today. Yes, a very impressive performance by the Cats, and Steve Johnson, Steve, was one of the stars. He was absolutely superb up forward, kicked a couple of goals, but was very dangerous all afternoon with 16 possessions and a couple of marks.
Yes, and a player that just keeps improving, and they've got this young core of players, and Chris Connolly, we see on screen, would be absolutely disappointed with his side. Everett thought they did pretty well up to half-time, but after that, really, they were quite disappointing. But Geelong are a team on the move. Probably the form team of the competition at present, and they are playing some tremendous football and really should look forward to a fantastic final series.
Yes, well, they're fighting for a position in the top four, the Cats, and today they showed why they are one of the elite teams of the competition. They thrashed Fremantle by 50 points. What was you just have a look, mate, what Johnson's possession?
It's my football. It's all right. A minute, once you've seen.
Yes, the Cats jubilant after their big win at Skilled Stadium. Can they go against us? good enough wind to sing it a couple of times, and they're still going. So a wonderful victory by the Cats here at Skilled Stadium. They were challenged by Fremantle in the early part, but gee, what a victory. Kicked 1-9 in the opening quarter, so wasteful. 14 points the advantage. Fremantle hit back in the second term, and a final goal right on the siren to Kane Tenace just brought the margin back out to 9 points in favour of the Cats. But the third quarter was where the damage was done. 5-4 to just 2 points, and they finished off their good work in the final quarter.